bringing you Graeme Kenna.
This is the voicemail of Graeme Kenna from the Legal Department for Adult Services in Bradford Council. Please leave a message and I will get back to you.
After you've finished your message, just hang up, or to hear more options, please press 1.
Yes, hello Mr. Kenna, it's Mr. Hussain here once again, leaving yourself another daily message like a broken record, and I'm very consistent leaving you daily messages, and you're very consistent in ignoring them and disregarding them while you continue to plot and plan and conspire in the background to continue to make acts of villainy and tyranny against me and my family. Now today it's a lovely sunny day. Ideally my brother should be out in the community enjoying the sunshine. I have a vehicle that, much like yourself, unlike yourself, who have not given him his access to a mobility vehicle or either his blue badge, which you've then over time removed, and much like you've removed his access to his medical records and all the other actions that you've been doing. This is a lovely sunny day today. We've got very few very sunny days so far this year. It's been abysmal for the month of June. It's been consistently raining, but we've got a lovely sunny day today. Ideally my brother should be out in my care, and I ideally under normal circumstances would be taking him out on regular daily excursions as I was doing previously. He would spend a lot of his time in the garden in a care home that you have now destroyed at a cost of £350 million. That care home at 20 Primary Way, which you've destroyed through the commissioning of various district judges in the county court by putting forward Manningham Housing Association to act as your proxy agents in order to commit acts of villainy and tyranny against me and my brother. So here we are on a lovely sunny day while you have incarcerated my brother for the last 318 days. Also, you can achieve your objectives and have your paperwork ticked off as a tick box exercise that are acting in your best interest, when the reality is that you're torturing and murdering people and causing unnecessary alarm, harm and distress. I mean, we don't need to be stressed right now, do you? Because you're refusing to speak to us. And why exactly are you refusing to speak to me? Or because I'm recording the calls. So what if I'm recording the calls? I think it's in the public interest, is it not, that I'm ringing you up every single day as a local authority that are getting public money, that are raising money through their taxation system, are collecting council tax and getting grants from the government in order to run and operate as a local authority, and you claim to be open and transparent and looking after the weak and vulnerable members in society, particularly the elderly, the disabled and the children. It's only right that I, as an armchair auditor and a social justice campaigner, should record and publicise your actions and all the tyranny that you're committing it's in the public interest, isn't it? So that's why I'm recording things. And what's the problem here? It's a problem that because you know the fact that the reality is that you are committing acts of villainy and tyranny and then disguising them off as acts of benevolence and by utilising public money for your own benefit. Now here we are, 318 days later. What have you achieved? All you've achieved is put yourself further in legal liabilities. £1 million a day right now, Mr. Kenna. I'm a very rich man. I am getting richer by the day because of your failure to engage with me and by your endeavours and enterprises to machinate and collude and conspire to entrap me. How's that worked out? How did it work out on the 3rd of June when you had allowed me to see my brother? You people are acting like imbecilic children. That's what you are. Like, oh, peekaboo, we show your brother to you, then we're going to hide him again, trying to get my acquiescence that way, are you? Are you trying to get me to get down on my knees and bend my knee to you so you can then feel grantized that you are the authority? Your authority is dictated not by the consent of the governed, but through villainy and tyranny and torture and murder and abuses of power. That's where you're hoping to get your authority from, and people are simply saying, no, who do you think you are? How has that ever worked out best in history? Has it ever worked out? All you're doing is digging yourself into a bigger trench for your own selves and looking to target and victimize my brother. A lovely sunny day. Ideally I would be taking my brother out out. We would be spending time together. I was helping him overcome the bereavement of his mother that you murdered in January 2022, whilst kicking us out of our home, out of our care home in February 2021 at the height of the pandemic, thus making us homeless and destitute. So yes, these are your acts of tyranny, and they're just going to continue. Like I said, I'm resigned to the fact that you're going to murder my brother Talib soon, because this history just keeps on repeating itself. That's what you did a decade ago, isn't it? In 2014, you all colluded and conspired and machinated to murder my older brother Nazim in a care home, and that machination took place in June, executed in July, and finalized in September, all in an attempt to frame me for my brother Nazim's murder, who was in a nursing home at the time, Staveley and Berkeley nursing home, run by Chaika Care Group and owned by Conrad Chaika. And so therefore that whole enterprise failed, and then you had to cover that up by buying off the police and the coroner's court in order to say that he died of pneumonia, when the reality is that you had deliberately attempted to murder him and frame me for his death, and then subsequently failed to entrap me. Now you've just attempted to entrap me on the 3rd of June once again at my brother Talib's care home, which you have attempted to find ways or means to justify me not having any contact with him. Now that that all failed, you just simply said, you concocted some falsehood with the care home that he became agitated after seeing me. But what's stopping me from speaking to him over the telephone, considering we had several successful attempts to speak to him over the telephone, and even now he's okay, he can't speak to me. It's just that you don't want him to speak to me because you don't want him to open up about what you've been doing to him, so you're looking to gag him from speaking out against the tyranny that you've committed against him. How long is this going to go on? It doesn't really matter. Every day that goes by, I mean, just 1 second, have you forgotten about what you did to my mother? For 334 days you tortured her to death. All right, and you think because there is no evidence, then that is all excuses you from what you've done. You've done an act of villainy and tyranny. You bought off the judges in order to undermine my lasting powers of attorney because they serve your agenda. Anything and everything that happened after that, after the 22nd of December 2018, you are fully held liable for that. And you can't just simply say, well, there is no evidence, because you're destroying the evidence. You're preventing my brother from speaking out. You prevented my mother from speaking out against the tyranny that you committed against her. You've poisoned her to death. You vaccinated her against her wishes that ended up in her dying. You've then refused to carry out a coroner's report of how she exactly died, all just to cover up your murdering ways. You utilise my sister Shaida, who's a council tenant and who is your proxy agent to achieve your objectives, to call further conflict between us siblings. And this is the reality, isn't it? This is what you do. You come into a family and
You're approaching the maximum allowed time for recording a message. If you wish to record further, please choose the append option from the menu. If you've finished recording, just hang up. If you don't carry on recording or hang up, your message will be deleted. To listen to your message, press 1. To re-record your message, press 2. To continue recording your message, press 3. If you are, please record the rest of your message after the tone. When you've finished recording, press the hash key.
Yes, Mr. Kenna, time is getting the better of me once again. Just looking to wrap up now and say the fact that this is what you, the local authority, do. You come into a family, you alienate and destroy that family, get everybody to turn against each other, while you can sit in authority over them and commit plot, plan and scheme and machinate to financial profit and benefit. My brother is now should be out in the community as the law requires of him, of you to facilitate. You've not done that because of your own personal agenda to save on costs, and it's going to cost you millions of pounds, if not billions of pounds, because we're now just waiting for you to murder my brother, and that's what I've resigned myself to, that you're going to murder my brother Talib as you murdered my brother Nazim, and then you're going to cover everything up as you did last time, and there's nothing I can do about it because you bought the judges and the police and everybody else off. All I'm asking you to do is engage with me, because ultimately...
Sorry, but you've reached the maximum time available for recording your message. To listen to your message, press 1. To re-record your message, press 2. If you're happy with your message sent. Goodbye.
ridiculous having to deal with a voice machine every single day. This is how much more humiliating, degrading is this. Don't talk to us. You can deal with our voice message, or alternatively you can write into us, but we're not going to reply. We're not going to respond, or we don't feel that we need to reply or respond, or we don't need to justify the villainy and tyranny that we're committing against you and your family. We'll just buy off the judges and get orders what we need to rubber stamped by our prostituting judges that can do that we make and elect to become judges in order for us to safeguard ourselves from members of the public like you, Mr. Hussain, who are exposing our failures, systemic failures and incompetences and mental retardedness. And we don't want to be held accountable, so we want to hide behind the corporate veil and do acts of villainy and tyranny with complete impunity and anonymity. This is the bottom line of how the Bradford Council works, the city of culture, but the reality is the city of vultures.